So I have to thank, first of all, the ambassador for asking me to work on this fantastic project and to give me the occasion to work in this such a beautiful place and such a beautiful city. I have also to thank her team. It was wonderful to work with this team of women, and it was also funny. I have also to thank all the artists and the foundation that represent the artists and the companies that decided to follow us, because this is a long-term loan, as the ambassador says, and so it's not easy to ask for more than 3 years to a foundation or an artist to give an artwork which is important, or to donate, as somebody did, for the furniture. And so thanks a lot to all the companies. We must say that with this work we wanted to have a direct relationship with the artists and the designers, so we did not, and with the foundation that represent and promote the Italian art, so there is nothing that is taken from a museum, and all the artworks that you see were not visible before. So we are adding to the public heritage something new. I must tell you that I'm also very emotional with this place, because I remember that when Mariangela asked me to come here, I was very surprised about this place last summer. First of all, because I found it fantastic. We are in a mansion that is an historical mansion that is very beautiful as well, but I thought that it was not Italian enough, and this is our embassy. Because, you know, it's despite its name, because Villa Firenze is taken from Florence, it's part of the strange history of this place, it didn't look so much Italian. So it was a big challenge, because I come from conservation, and I always appreciate history and the allure of the local and the aura of the places. So I didn't want to remove anything from the history, but just to add more fascinating objects in order to create here an atmosphere that could make the people feel a little more in Italy, or closer to Italy inside. So it was not thinking of an exhibition, but of changing the identity of this place and the spirit of the house. For this reason, it was also important, first of all, to work on restoration, because, for example, these marvelous mirrors that you see that from Naples and are old, and many other objects, antique objects, needed to be restored and to be enhanced in order to be compared to the new things that we were going to bring here. How? We needed to have a more Italian image and possibly more contemporary. Why? Because Italy is very well known, especially in the United States, for the Renaissance, for Baroque, for Canova, neoclassical period. Everybody knows, everybody has been in a grand tour to see these marvelous things from the antiquity till the 18th century. But now Italy is probably less well known, and I think that our contemporary art is at the same level. The art of the present and its creativity, the creativity of the Republican period, is really worthwhile to be enchanted and well known in the world. So we started, as Mariangela said, from World War II. And then we tried to show here the main movements, the main figure, also single artists, that Fontana, passing through the Arte Povera, the 60s, Group Azimuth, and some more recent works, expressed the best of our creative attitude. The creative attitude that also the President Biden addresses to Italy. We didn't want to take any critical position, so this is the reason why we brought here just the best of conceptual art, abstract art, figurative art. We have sculptures, we have installations, we have handicraft works, we have ceramics. We have very different expressions of our creativity, and diversity is something that really is part of our country. You know, each city has a single aim and a single soul and a single image in Italy. The only position I thought it was better to take is to underline the strict and very strong relationship between Italy and the United States. You know that between Rauschenberg, Twombly, Burri, D'Orazio, there were very, very strong relationship. And I think that if you think that Italian-American art came to Italy in 48, in the first years of our Republican period, and if you think that the pop art exploded in the Biennale in Venice in 64, and from there many reactions and relations grew, it is very important to underline how the creativity and how the reciprocal influence helped both countries to grow together in the artistic field. There is another nice story to tell. One of the owners of this house was the Guggenheim family, and you know the Guggenheim family was a trade union between the American art and Italian art. The other thing I want to underline is that we tried to have a strong and meaningful presence of women in this collection, starting from the pioneer of abstract art, Carla Cardi, arriving to the younger artists that represent also the socially engaged art. We are a lot of women here. There are a lot of women here. The second aspect I want to underline is that we paid a lot of attention to design. Design is very important in Italy, not only because we have a very important tradition in furniture and in decorative art and handicraft, but because, as you know, after conceptual art, what is important is the idea of an artwork. And we cannot delegate the production to anywhere. What design does is giving importance to the project and making the production more democratic, affordable for everybody, user-friendly. Engineering the product is part of the conceptual art, and so is really for us, for Italian, a form of art. We put all our genius in the production, considering that the design puts also together innovation, technical innovation, and the markets, and also the globalization. So we wanted also to represent here a lot of expressions of the Italian design from the icons that, by the way, involved many artists also to work in this field. The last thing I want to tell you is that all the works of art and the works of design show the extraordinary capability of Italy to create and produce beautiful and well-done handmade handworks, as the ambassador said. This is because we use always innovation and creativity. We see sculptures made with the ancient technique of the lost walks. For example, if you have seen outside the big lioness, this is 600 kilos weight. So it's not far from Bernini's lion and not far from Rodin. So we still have artists that use this technique. And by the way, you will see tables that show inlaid wood as the Bois de Rose technique that is still alive. And you see that there are mouth-blown glass, like this small tables and other lamps. So for us, this is bringing every day our extraordinary tradition back to life. So this is the aim of our project, the tradition and the future of Italy, always in the art field and in creativity.
Brava.